So today we continue on the jhana, is that looking at the Mulaka Sutta, so we need to have that goal. The goal that is pariyosana is nibbana. So we started on sila. Hopefully we have done indriya samvara. Otherwise we have a chance here to do indriya samvara as well as removing the hindrances. Okay. And we continue. So first is chanda. So I need to be interested. So I have to first see whether there is an interest in this or interest in something else. Okay, because this has happiness, the sensual. So I need to be interested in knowing that there is something beyond this happiness, not the current sensual happiness. So that means first thing I need to know that there is asada, that is relishing adinava, danger, nissarana, escape. Okay. Considering that, I can now see that I've been enjoying senses, the taste, touch, smell, sight, sound. Is there anything beyond this? That's the first step, chanda. If that itself is not there, no matter how much I read, how much I try to understand the Dhamma, makes no sense. It's more of intellectual, or I go to the other extreme point where I sit for a long time watching breath without having the previous things done. Okay. So I should have interest to establish sila. Then I should have interest to stop the senses going behind sense objects. Then only something is possible. So that's chanda. Now, once I have chanda, interest, I have to make up my mind. There are 100 different things which are occupying the mind space. It's just energies. So basically, I need to make up my mind. What should I make up my mind? Is to get Nibbana. Okay. So the reason why I've come to Buddha Dhamma is to attain Nibbana. So let me be very clear. Why am I here? So that should be the goal. Pariyosana. Effort. Why am I putting this effort to attain Nibbana? Because interest is towards Nibbana. So Manasikara also tends towards Nibbana. Then the third factor is samudaya. How does it arise? Phassa, contact. Yes, through senses only you can experience it. Experience jhana. You can't experience jhana without senses. So you can see that you can now modify the senses to attain jhanic experience than the sensual experience. So what do I learn from this? Is that if I have come this far, that means I can have a different perception and a different feeling in the same senses. All the while I was seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling of the objects, what I know. Now I would be knowing something different. So that's the motivation. So, phassa samudaya sabbe dhamma. Now the Vedana, all the 8 jhanas, 4 in Rupa and 4 in Arupa, are on Vedana only. They keep on giving you sukha. So you wanted sukha, so you got sukha. Senses don't have sukha, the kama. Loka doesn't have sukha. So you have come to the Rupa Loka and Arupa Loka, which is far better than being in Kamaloka. Kamaloka is filled with anxiety, worry, and other things. Here, there is no worry, there is nothing there. Okay, basically, that's what I can make out. So, what do I see when I come to the Rupa Loka? Is my samadhi is established. Samadhi, pamukha sabbe dhamma. So it is forefront. Okay. So now I have established in samadhi. So sila samadhi. So now I come to the first jhana, second, third, fourth, whatever that is. Then satadipataya sabbe dhamma. Adipati, overlord. Yes, it's a forerunner, but there should be something which makes it continuous. It's sati. So I did chanda, then manasikara, phassa, vedana, samadhi, sati. When I do this, panya uttara should happen. What panya do I get here? Here, the panya is that the five khandas which were there in the Kamaloka are no longer accessible in the Rupaloka. These five khandas are totally different than my Kamaloka experience. So the Rupa I was seeing in Kamaloka is different than the Rupa I am experiencing in Rupaloka. The feeling I was experiencing in the Kamaloka is different than the feeling I'm experiencing in the Rupaloka. Then the perception I was having in the Kamaloka is different than the perception I'm having in the Rupaloka. The Sankhara, what I was having in the Kamaloka, is different than the Sankhara I'm having in the Rupaloka. In the Kamaloka, it was Punyabhi Sankhara, Apunyabhi Sankhara. In the Rupaloka and Arupaloka, it is Aninjabi Sankhara. So it's beautiful. And the Vijnana, the knower, the knowing it as wife, children, blah, blah, blah. Now it is knowing this is first jhana, this is second jhana, this is third jhana, this is fourth jhana, this is fifth jhana, like that. Right? So now I can see I can't rely on these five khandas as an upadana. Because now I can see that there is no point in latching on to Kamaloka. So I can see anicca nature in the Kamaloka, I can see the dukkha nature in the Kamaloka, and can see the anatta nature in the Kamaloka. So then I can see it as aniccato, rogato, dukkhato, rogato, gandato, sallato, aghato, abadato, parato, palokato, shunyato, anicca, anatto. So I've seen all the 11. So I am clubbing the vipassana with jhana, so to say. So then in this first jhana itself, either I become an anagami or I am an arhat. Because now I see from the Rupaloka that this is futile, very trash kind. It's like garbage, heap of garbage. So it's asubha. I've seen asubha now. Because now I'm in jhana. So I got the panya. If I get the panya, what should happen next? Vimukti sara sabbe dhamma. The panyuttara vimukti sara. If I get vimukti, then what happens? Amato ghada sabbe dhamma. So I can see the deathless. So it's very interesting to see how I can move about it and see what's happening. Then why am I putting effort? That's my final goal. Nibbana pariyosana sappedhamba. Okay. So this is the process. So for entering into first jhana, I just have to let go of the karma and the hindrances. So then should I have to watch the breath in the nose and nostril, sorry, in the chest or abdomen? Nothing like that. It automatically comes. The reason why we are struggling is that we are doing within Kama Chanda or Kama Loka, which will not work. If the mind is in Kama Loka, it can't do jhanas. It's not possible. So this is of the four jhanas. What about the four arupa jhanas? Now, since I can see this Rupa Vedana Sanya Sankhara Vijnana, I let go of the Kaya by making it a dhatus and removing the Ajata Bahidda, internal, external. So what happens? It breaks, leading on to Akasan Chayatana, infinite space. From that point, when I'm in Arupa Loka, the Kama Loka not being there, the Rupa Loka itself becomes a burden. So I start to feel that there is furthermore happiness than the first jhana, than the second jhana, than the third jhana, than the fourth jhana. It's all in Vedana only. Please understand. Now, infinite space seems to be excellent. Okay. Then I move further. I would like to investigate the seer of this space, which is awareness itself. And I find awareness is same everywhere. There's no individual awareness. It's just pure awareness. So it is sixth jhana, Vinyananchayatana. And from there, that point, I see that this Akashanchayatana is an anicca, dukkha, roga, like that. Then I recite this etan santan, etam panitam, yadidam sabba sankhara samato, sabbupadi patinisakko, tanhakkayo virago, nirodho, nibbana. But Buddha says there is something beyond this. So then I let go of the consciousness. And I find there's nothing inside consciousness. And I reach akinchayatana. So when I reach akinchayatana, Vinyananchayatana becomes a burden. So I drop it by looking at these 11 qualities. And then I move on to the next one. Neva Sanyana Sanyayatana. Neither perception nor non perception. That means I remove the sanya. sign on the akinchayatana. So it removes the Vedana also to a greater extent. So I feel, this is the best. No dukkha at all. And no existence. And that's exactly what should have happened. The dukkha comes with existence. There is no dukkha without existence. So I feel this is the end of any realms that a person, a being can establish. Now I find the sanya itself as a burden. So then I leave sanya and the Vedana gets nirodha, making me a fully established anagami. So this is the practice. This is how I would do. This is where it becomes a continuous meditation, if I were to use that word. Otherwise, I would like to keep it to bhavana, cultivation. So now on jhanic route, this is the highest. I can suspend the consciousness. That's all I can do. Okay, so that's all I had for today. Using this 10 steps in Mulaka. So we shouldn't forget Mulaka at all because that's the root. For doing wrong things, also that's the root. Ayonisa manasikara. And for doing right things, that is yonisa manasikara. That's the root. So that's a sutta. So chanda mulaka avuso sabbe dhamma. Manasikara sambhava sabbe dhamma. Passa samudaya sabbe dhamma. Vedana samosarana sabbe dhamma. Samadhi pamukha sabbe dhamma. Sathadi pateya sabbe dhamma. Panyuttara sabbe dhamma. Vimukti sara sabbe dhamma. Amato gada sabbe dhamma. Nibbana pariyosana sabbe dhamma. So if somebody asks me, Vilas, why, what are you doing? And my answer is Nibbana pariyosana sabbe dhamma. All things culminate in Nibbana. So what's my first step? Is to remove immoral deeds. That's my first step. Chanda. I'll make up my mind. Manasikara. And it's only possible through phassa. So when eye contacts, ear contacts, nose contacts, I will see whether that is bringing immoral or moral. So I remove immoral, keep the moral. And the feeling, whether it's giving me immoral also gives me a pleasant feeling, moral also gives me a pleasant feeling. I will drop the immoral one and take the moral one. Then the samadhi. In samadhi also, I get through immoral. Samadhi can happen with moral. If I were to copy a website or something, I require samadhi. I'm not paid for it. Just want to copy it. It's wrong. So I will go and not do it, which is proper samadhi. Sati is a governing factor. There's a governance. So it is looking at whether it's correct or wrong. Samma sati. Panya, wisdom. That's the highest point. And beyond it, three things happens. Vimukti, amata, deathless, panya, sorry, nibbana, pariyosana. Okay. So very short session today. I guess, at least from my side, unless you have something to discuss. But otherwise, pretty short, straightforward session. No questions? Nothing? Okay, good. So that would be my practice. This covers up everything we have spoken so far in terms of discipline, in terms of how you should see from Sila, Indriya Samvara, Bhojanya Matyanata, all of that comes in this only. This, if at all I want to practice completely, is MN53. For that, I will use Angutarika 10.58 because that's a motivation. I can set my target. Unless I set my target, it's not going to happen. So when I say vivicheva kamehi, vivicheva kusala dhammehi, savitakka savichar, the breath is the vitakka vichara, right? So why am I doing it? It's to attain nibbana, not about 1 hour sitting. That's bondage. And that's not even vimukti. It's bondage. It's not liberation. Because there is clinging to it. That I need to sit for 1 hour. What stupidity is that? What has 1 hour got to do with it? Okay, so these things have to be properly understood. I need to know the interest. What's my interest? Is my interest to the level of a kindergarten, or my interest is towards a graduation? Or is it towards masters? Or is it towards PhD? What's my interest? I have to make up my mind. If I'm not ready, I think I should go to kindergarten. That's fine. Absolutely fair. So the contact point will be of that. The feeling will be of that. The samadhi will be of that. The sati will be of that. The panya will be of that. But you will not have vimukti, amata, nibbana. Why? Because there is attachment. The word vimukti itself says that you have to let go of yourself. So then, first I finish my kindergarten school and then come to the high school and start learning Buddha Dhamma. Then I get graduated. Graduation is still anagami stage. Then post that, masters, or rather I would call best thing, graduation is sotapanna. It's the most easiest. And masters is anagami. And complete ending is PhD. So if I ever try to do PhD in Buddha Dhamma, it's not academic. It's liberation from dukkha. So I can now say confidently, I have done my PhD to myself, not to others. I'm happy that I've completed the journey. So there's nothing more to be learned. Beyond PhD, there's nothing. So I've done my PhD. Okay. Yes, Sham.
Just a small question. Would Ashubha be a good practice to support the development towards jhana?
You need to. This comes
Yeah.
under hindrances. So we are beyond that at present.
Oh, okay.
All of that, if you get hindrances, you can't be in jhana. So because we are saying vivicheva kame, he is far away from sensual, and vivicheva akusala dhamme, he is not having any hindrances. Yesterday also we spoke on this. So if we are still having that, you have to come back. You can't do in jhana.
Okay. But it's it like a mandatory thing, like in your experience, or do you do Ashubha? Or
No, it depends on the hindrance. If you don't have hindrance, why should you do Ashubha when there is no need? See, it is all about not ritual. It's about the need. If there is something, you remove it. If there is nothing, then what is there to remove there?
yeah. Okay.
It's like this, Sham. You wake up and you are perfectly healthy. No headache, no stomach ache, no pain. Should you still go to the hospital as a ritual just to check once with the doctor?
No. No, not at all.
Not at all. But if you're having headache or whatever, will you stop going to the hospital or to see the doctor? You would.
Personally, I don't go to the hospital much, but yeah.
No, I'm just saying as an analogy.
Yeah.
In the same way, if there are hindrances, you have to go to the doctor to remove those hindrances. If there are no hindrances, why should you go to the doctor?
Hmm. Yeah, makes sense.
Or another good example, I am writing an exam and I have no doubts, but my teacher has said, if you have any doubts, please come. And then I just want to make sure that I don't have a doubt. Then the teacher asked me, Vilas, do you have doubt? I say, I don't have any doubt, but you asked me to come and meet. So I came and met. So that becomes ritual.
Got it.
So it is not that every day morning I wake up and I say, abhijja, vyapada, tinamida, udacha, kukucha, visikicha. No. If it is there, remove. If it is not there, continue.
I was like wondering, certain people seems to have very less kamachanda and all those things. Basically, it's like I noticed this specifically for certain individuals, and they progress very quickly. So that's just my observation recently. And whoever is stuck in kamachanda, they struggle a lot. For them, the antidote would be
See, there
Shubha.
is two chandas, Dhamma chanda, Kama chanda. Dhamma chanda produces Dhamma udacha, restlessness of Dhamma, which is better. Kama chanda produces Kama parilaha, which means fever. And because of that, there is udacha. So that is another one. So if I'm having Kama chanda, interest in sensual enjoyment, that is a danger. If I'm having Dhamma chanda, that turns itself into a Bhojanga factor, Dhamma Vichaya Sambhojanga. So that's good because the mind doesn't go anywhere. Cite an example. This ongoing war, I take a stand on Iran or Israel. That's Kamachanda. And I see the futility of everything, including the war, is Dhammachanda. The first one creates Vyapada. The second one creates compassion. Just for a piece of land or just for peace for something, so many people are in trouble. So many countries are in trouble. People are not getting the fuel for living. So, like if I see the hotels here are getting closed, they don't have LPG cylinders. So, they're losing business. Not only losing business, they don't have any other way to earn. So, what do? They struggle, and you can see the human suffering just for madness of Kamachanda. That's what it does. It distorts the vision. So you're right, Sham, that one who is in Kamachanda is going to suffer. One who is not in Kamachanda will not suffer. So if you get into jhanas, then the suffering reduces because you're out of karma.
Yeah, makes sense.
Any other questions before we close? Comments? And those on not on cameras, hope you have understood. If yes, then we are done for today at least. Tomorrow we can get into Vipassana. That's all on jhana now. And jhana is a continuous exercise. It's not 1 hour cushion exercise. Okay, and you can't say, oh, I got some piti and it's gone. That is the reason Buddha Gosa in Visuddhi Magga wrote about Khanika Samadhi, which means momentary. Upachara Samadhi, you're very near to getting it. Apanna Samadhi, wherein is you're arrived. How do you measure? Next day, today, and those in US, tomorrow morning, till you sleep, you're able to have samadhi on the breath by practice, by removing the 5 hindrances. And the very next day, that is tomorrow, no, sorry, day after tomorrow, you don't have to watch the breath. It is seamless. No preparation is required. And that means you have arrived. It's not 5-minute job that, oh, you know what, I got some pleasant feeling, I got body became light. That's just khanika that goes away. I'm not saying it's a waste samadhi, but it's not yet matured. So you need to remember, if you are in India, if you do today, right now, till the evening you have sati, till you sleep, when I say, then the next day it takes over. And then slowly, by the end of the day, or that next day, that is tomorrow or day after tomorrow in India, it will start getting piti. So before I get up, I'm in piti, joy. I didn't do anything to get into piti because there is no vitakka vichara. So in hence it is avitakka avichara. It's me piti. Can be different kinds of piti that we'll forget it for time being, but you can get piti. And this thing is not going to last for one day. It lasts for more than 2 or 3, or in some cases, 4 days. You don't have to do anything. You will be in joy. It's not momentary joy, it's continuous. Why? Because you're in Rupa Jhānas, which is not conditioned by sensual stimulus. That's a change. That's a game changer. And hence, once I leave this body, I can stay in that world for a long time to come. Because I am staying in that world for a long time, even now. And hence Moggallana calls it as Tunni Bhava, noble silence. Okay. Now beyond that comes Sukha. It in 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, depending upon how you have practiced and progressed. This Sukha is fascinating. It stays not less than a week. In some cases, it can stay even for a fortnight. You have not done anything to have that Sukha. No additional thing to be done. It stays. And then it fosters. So what happened? Upada. It's created. Tithi. It stayed. Bhanga. Disorder. If I were to use the Visuddhi Magga's way of looking at it. And those who have done Goenkaji technique can understand Upada Tithi Bhanga. So it takes a week or more for that Sukha to vanish. And then comes Upekha, equanimity. If this Rupa itself is this long, just consider what Arupa can do for you. Okay? So, Buddha stops at 4 jhanas. He doesn't go other 4 because you need to seclude yourself to go there. With 4 jhanas, you can operate in this world. So we need to know what we are doing. So jhanic bliss is better than sensual bliss, and niramisa itara, ultimate one, is far better than anything else. Okay, so let's meet tomorrow with Vipassana. Yes, Saryu.
One question. So, I guess according to this framework of this Mulaka Sutta, is it true that everything the mind used to be interested in enjoying has to be transcended by wisdom? Okay.
That's the only thing, because it's also there in Mahavedala Sutta. What does he say? Vijnana has to be understood, Panya has to be developed.
Okay.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Yes. I guess in that case, my question is, what is the proper wisdom need to be developed for transcending this Tinamida?
Light.
Light.
Perception of light. That means when you're meditating, sitting, basically, don't close your eyes.
And when drowsiness comes, the vision starts to darken. You catch that. And the brightness is the sign to remain on.
Yes. So you lower your eyes, lower your gaze, but don't close your eyes. The problem what we are doing here is whenever we are saying let's meditate, whether TMI method or whatever method, the first thing we do is close the eyes.
Yeah, I'm practicing not closing the eye these days.
Good.
Better.
It seems difficult, but it is not. Actually, we are so habituated. So you have to kick that habit. It's just like somebody been drinking coffee 5 times, 6 times a day, and a doctor says, "Hey, my dear friend, don't drink coffee. Without caffeine, how can I survive?" And he says, "You're going to die." It's okay. I will cut down. No, stop. So first day there's a withdrawal symptom. Second day there's a withdrawal symptom. Then for 15 days there's a withdrawal symptom. Then for a whole month there is withdrawal symptom, and suddenly he feels energized. And he doesn't want to drink coffee anymore. In the same way, when I stop this eyes closing thing, it looks weird. It looks doubtful. I get all kind of things saying that, are they fools? Everyone closes eyes. I think this is not correct. Blah, 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 blah. Then I have to, Buddha has never said, Akhi Padhati. Is there? No. Shut up, open your eyes. After a few moments, again I feel closing. Sorry, no. Open. Go for a walking meditation. Don't sit, Vilas. You are going to sleep now. Go for a walk. No, I want to sit. Go for a walk. I'm tired. Go for a walk. That's manasikara. Right? I'm pushing it. I will do that. So then other things start. Otherwise, in the same manasikara, I get into the ayonisa manasikara, saying that, okay, let me sit for meditation. So nice. Okay. What's the point? The moment I did like this, it means there is sluggishness in the body, midha.
Okay, so that willpower is in this manasikara.
Instantaneously. See, now I have had breakfast. Yesterday I said about wheat bix. So the same wheat bix, it's filled up. What's the point in doing sitting meditation? And what does Buddha say? After meals, look for hindrance. Does he say, so satova asasati, satova pasasati? No. What's the hindrance? Remove the hindrance. Same thing, posture, everything is the same. Pallankam abhujitva ujum kaya panidhaya satim upettapitva. But abhijja, vyapada, like that. Where is so satova asasati, satova pasasati, dhigam va asasanto, asasamiti pajanati? That's not there. And all of these years, I was thinking, this sitting straight and doing all of that is just to watch the breath. No, sir. It is for 5 hindrances. If I don't remove 5 hindrances, the stupidity of me sitting is not of any use. So can I now close my eyes and watch the abhijja, vyapada, thinamida, udacha, kukucha, visikicha? No, absolutely not. Yes.
Oh, sorry, not to cut you off.
No, you didn't cut me off. Go ahead.
Okay. No, I was just, it's a funny thought because yesterday I was reading this, you were sharing this MN 107. He said that after alms round, they sit down and meditate. And then you were saying you shouldn't sit down after eating. But then I realized, oh, after alms round, they already have to walk all the way back. So they're already done their walking meditation.
Exactly. They can't go for meals collection on sitting. They have to walk. And in that part, you can see that they're distracted. When they go house to house, they see women, they see men, they see children, they see many things, they see gold, they see ornament, they see so many things. So they get into a beach, hope I had it. And some people don't give them food. So they get vyapada. Some people give them too much food. Inamida. Then they get restless because they start planning for tomorrow. Should I go to the same home, same house, or a different house? And a monk says that you went there, you collected this much food, tomorrow I will go and collect it. You don't go to the same house. But in the meanwhile, that person's wife or sister or someone is very attractive, and I would have to have a look at her. Right? So, what Buddha says is, boss, come and see. Do you have any one of these? Nowadays, how it is. I go to pick up food. I can eat 5 idlis. Something says to me that I can have sixth one. Abhijja. Then he says there is no idli, or he gives a very small idli. Vyapada. Or after eating 6 idlis and a nice coffee, I feel heavy in the body. So the mind says, Vilas, let's go to a nice sleep. Sathinamida. Then I plan for tomorrow. Or I regret the past. Udacha kukucha. Then I get a doubt. Buddha never talked about open eyes meditation either, nor he spoke about closed eyes meditation. There is no meditation to be done. I just have to read the sutta. That's the best thing. So what I do, I open up the sutta and start reading, ask ChatGPT, do this, do that, blah, 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 all that. I feel I've done everything. Okay, done. This 1 hour I was supposed to do it. Done. Then what will you do for 19 more hours? No, that's all. I've been told just do for 1 hour. I did. Vilas, it's complete 24 hours. What are you talking? No human being can do this. I'm telling you, it is false. Buddha never spoke about 24 hours. Vilas, did he speak about bhavita? Yes, it's cultivation. Then please cultivate. Has he spoken about bahulikata? Yes, please do it. This is too much for me. Too much or too less doesn't matter. Do it. And then the manasikara starts to make up my mind. Chanda, manasikara, phassa, vedana, samadhi, sati, panya, vimukta, amata, nibbana. Got it. Otherwise, I'm slacking in the name of Buddha Dhamma. That's all. So that means you are not going to work or do anything. No, you work. Who says you don't work? Be in that. What do you mean? You can't be in that? You can. You do whatever you're doing. Breath stays with you. 20 hours? Yes, why not? It seemed daunting. So give me 15 minutes capsule. So what we do? We take Apple Watch and put 15 minutes. Breathe. Kindergarten level 1, or rather level 0. So it says that your HRV is good. I'm not saying we shouldn't do it. It's good motivator, but it's too small. Like that. Anyway, and you don't bother, you will be there. So we have to just follow what Buddha says. So what Buddha says is different than what tradition says. Tradition makes it simplistic. Buddha makes it realistic. All traditions makes it very simplistic because then nobody can follow so much. So if it is so daunting, who will come? So we have to make it simple. So the techniques are very simple. They take you to a certain destination, and from there you have to take the train to Nibbana. And it doesn't arise as a train. You have to develop the train. There are no tracks. There is. That's the only thing that is given to you. Eightfold Path is a track. So they drop you there and saying that, have a safe journey. Then you just ask them, where is the station? What station? Sir, you have to tell me station. What station? You find it out. What? Yes, we have given you first station, right? Sotapanna. The remaining you have to find it out. Our job was to make you Sotapanna, which we have made it. Oh shit, I have to make a train now. Engine. And the material is given by Buddha. Make it. You want to make a bullet train or whatever train, it's up to you. But make it. So there are two ways of doing it. Kippa binya, instant. Dhanda binya. That person has to take too much of effort, too much of dukkha. But may or may not make the train. The track is correct, but fails in making the engine. It's slow engine. It goes, but very slow. He has to walk along with the engine. Sometimes engine walks with him. Sometimes he walks with the engine. Sometimes he is on the engine. Sometimes engine is on him, whatever way it is. But they slowly go. Whereas another person, he is a kippa binya. Instantaneously, the moment you tell him engine, he just makes it. Just, what stupid guy. You're still there. We have finished. So when they said be of Buddha, he was extinguished. This Dhanda Binya person has to recite Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa, and this guy will be looking at him. What is he reciting? Because he doesn't know what to do. So he sits there, just like Rahul. He sits in one corner and asks the question, what should I see, sir? 5 khandhas. Okay. Then Sariputta says, do Anapanasati, Rahula, that will liberate you. Okay, sir. And in the evening, he goes back to Buddha and says, tell me what is Anapanasati and how should I do it? So we are all at Rahula level. If we are at Rahula level, still we'll get liberated. We are at Rahu level, it's not going to happen. We should have Rahul. Okay. Anyway. Yes.
Yeah, because I was just thinking in this framework, until this spark of wisdom comes, you cannot transcend whatever you're doing. You have to kind of wait for it to.
Yes, sir. You have to wait for the engine to move on the track, or you go on the track, or you throw the engine and you walk, whichever way. Our transcendence is going to happen. That's for sure. But will it happen faster than slower? Will it happen slower than faster? No one can say. Fair deal then. Wow, still we did 1 hour. That was great. I thought in 30 minutes I had finished it. Nice. So we can't close early. That's fine. Any other comments, questions from anyone else? Either they are all arhats now or they are gone. That's what I feel of these not on video kinds. They all have reached their destination and they are meditating. So one is in Brahmaloka, another one in Abhasara, another in Subhankina, another one in Vehaphala, another one in Neva Sanyana Sanyayatana, sitting there. Okay. I have no perceptions left. So there's no Vedana. Neither listening nor not listening. Perfect. Makes sense. Yes, Tanzin. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Good to see you alive.
Yes, yes, alive, sir. I thought I was in Abasar, but so we're just discussing something, right? So just to what is your your final goal? That's
Nibbana.
Nibbana, right? So question is always there: what happens when you become Nibbana, right? When out of your samsara, this whole cycle.
First you should experience Vimukti. Nibbana is ultimate. Vimukti is a sara, essence. Essence of whatever you're doing is Vimukti. Now, what is Vimukti? If I see this woman, they still feel like my wife, then it is bondage. If I see her as my Dhamma friend, that's Vimukti. Because the wife is gone. Erased out. So when I see my son, am I having liking, disliking, whatever it is for my son? If yes, that brings in bias, which means I'm yet to have a proper manasikara, right? So that means it is ayoniso manasikara. So my chanda itself is kama chanda, so there is nothing I can do now, right? That means I failed. So instead of Nibbana Pariyosana Sabbedhamma, you have to have Vimukti Sara Sabbedhamma. That's ultimate. So you have to set that goal. But checking is Vimukti. Did I get Vimukti or not? If I've got Vimukti from the sight, I can't recognize it's my wife's sight. And the sound will be of not my wife. The smell will be of not my wife. The taste will be of not my wife. The touch will be of not my wife. The thoughts of my wife will not be there. So now I know I got Vimukti. That means my Panya is very strong. The wisdom what I had got earlier is my wife. That's also a wisdom. Because when I see that object, I recognize it as my wife. It's wisdom. Why am I having that? It's because my sati says she's your wife. Why am I having that? Because I'm in samadhi of a wrong kind, which is making me see that object as a wife. Why it's happening? Because of the Vedana. Why it's happening? Because of the Phassa, contact. Why it's happening? Because of the wrong Manasikara. And why it is happening? Because of Kamachanda. You got the point? So, first I have to see what I want. Do I want to be with my wife? Well, fair. There's nothing wrong in that. But what's the danger? I will lose my wife. That's the danger. And then only I can work on that. If there's no danger, what will I work there? So I need to know that Marananusati is there. Boss, any person who is born will die. A Buddha was born and he died. If he cannot live, how will you live? It's not about going to Lumbini, which we already covered it. So, yeah, right. It's not about going to Bodh Gaya. It's urgency, right? So then I make it Samvega. Now with that Samvega, I will put Chanda, interest, to liberation or to Nibbana, extinguishment. Liberation is its essence, right? And now I'll work. So I need to leave the Kamaloka out. Once I'm out of Kamaloka, then only I can see, this is, wife is gone. Everything is gone, but I'm so happy here. So from this loka is so clumsy. Then I go to the Arupa Jhānas and I find the Rupa Loka itself clumsy. So that will make the mind pure. Leave it. And for that sila, whether I am with my wife sila, whether I will have to give up my wife is also sila. But that sila is lokika. That means lokiya, worldly. The 10 immoral deeds is worldly. It's not out of the world. Because out of the world doesn't require, out of the 6 senses, you don't require this sila. It's for worldly things. Because I don't want to struggle in my thing. Meaning, I don't want to suffer with my worldly affairs. So I keep my sila. 1 second. Okay. Once I do that, the flow starts. So it makes it stronger and stronger and stronger. And you go. Okay. Should we end? Should we end for today? If you're all done. Okay. Good day and good night to you, Harry. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.